Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel, Dream of Crafts. My name is Deanna and today we're going to be starting on month number 1 of my 12 months of Gingies or gingerbreads. I had started decorating my kitchen for Christmas with gingerbread, and there was a lot more I wanted to add but just didn't get a chance to with my busy schedule. So I thought we could enjoy the adventure together and create throughout the year just some more Gingies for fun, or you can take the same idea and create something totally different with it. For this one, we're going to start with a little tree skirt. Now I have a 24 by 14 inch wide fake tree, a silver one that I use, and so it's the perfect size for that. And it's hard to see it, but we'll try to get here. So, yes, it is still decorated from Christmas time, but I wanted to create a tree skirt for that. My daughter used that tree in her office this year, so this is the tree skirt I made for her. And this one is just a very simple snowflake die that I used, and you can get away with using felt with the simpler dies because they don't, otherwise it felt kind of rips apart a little bit. So, but with the simpler dies, it held up very nice. And all I did was, before I attached these down, I just hand stitched the little red bells on there. Okay. All right. So we're going to just use gingerbreads for this one. And we're going to start with this red felt. Now this is from Hobby Lobby, and I bought it by the yard. And they do run sales. Unfortunately, I didn't get mine on sale because there was no sale the week I needed to get this. So it was $6.99 a yard. And I know, like Joann's and those type of fabric stores sell felt too. And your local fabric stores will sell felt by the yard. Okay. So this is just a Tupperware lid to one of the large bowls. It runs about 12 and 3/8 wide, but I want my little skirt to be just a little bit wider, so I'm allowing a little excess around my edge here. And this is just a black China marker or wax pencil. So we're going to use that to mark. And I'm just going to stay about 3/8 of an inch, half an inch, somewhere in there. I think it's close to about 3/8 of an inch all the way around. And I'm going to mark. And I'm not too worried about this because I can flip this over and not see that line. You can use chalk, whatever will work for you. This is just one of the things I had on hand and it works. So, and because this is my personal items, then I don't worry about it. All right, so we're just going to finish up just like that. Perfect. And we're going to get rid of this out of our way. This should be approximately 13.5, I believe, when I'm all done. Let's see what we got here. Yes, almost exactly 13.5. So I'm losing some of my things here that I want to show you in a bit, so I don't want to lose those. All right. So I'm going to get out my Tim Holtz scissors here and see. They cut better than my other ones. My other fabric shears were acting up earlier, so we'll try the Tim Holtz ones and see what we get. Oh yeah, that's nicer. And these were just real quick and fun to make. So, and you don't have to do gingerbread. You can use any one of your dies that you like. Maybe Santa Claus's or whatever. But just remember, the simpler the better, because of the fact that felt does pull apart really easy. And I mean, you could, I don't know if you could do it with other fabric. I'm sure you could if you wanted to do a hem around or something. but felt is so easy to work with to create things that just makes it easier. You don't have any frayed edges or anything typically. There we go. All right. So let's get this out of our way. There we go. So we got that. I'm going to fold it in half. Oops, I see a little bit of a funny edge there. You have to excuse the phone, please. And then we're going to... It's a number we keep getting called from, and it's just a survey company, and they're driving us crazy. We don't take surveys from anybody. So, all right. So let me see here. Let me take this little round bottle here, and I'm going to kind of mark this a little bit. Just a little bit. There we go. And I've just folded it in half, folded it in half again, so we've got a pie shape, and I'm just going to kind of use that as a guide here. You can just cut the tip off too. It doesn't have nothing fancy. And we'll take a look at that. Yeah, it's not too bad. Maybe clean it up a little bit. Let's cut this in half first. So, yeah, let's fold it in half. And then I'm just going to kind of hold it, put my scissors in here, and gently pull as I'm cutting right to the center there. Just like that. And that opens that up for us. Now I might be able to get in here and kind of clean that up just a tad. You could always mark the circle. All right, let me see. All right, got that. I'm going to just take this and see how that looks. There we go. Any round thing. Just want to clean it up a bit. First one I did, when I did my daughter's, I just snipped it and it was like perfect. I'm like, oh, okay. So there we go. Let's get this out of our way. All right. So now for the gingerbread. And I'll press this later, get that line out of there. I took this die here, and it's just an AliExpress gingerbread die, just a basic shape. And it is, the die cutting part itself is about 4 3/8 by 2 7/8 wide when it cuts. So it's a nice size. So I got 6 out of this piece here from Hobby Lobby. It's 33 cents regular price. So I got 6, and I still had this much of that left. So I got 6 out of about 3/4 of it. So, and I did lay them out this way, like this, and then like this, and then like this, okay? So then I got 6 out of there and still had that extra piece left. So they do run that on sale for about 50% off, I believe. So keep your eye out and you can get stuff out there. They do have some you got to watch because some is 70 some cents for the really heavy stuff. This is just the 33-cent stuff. And I have pre-started these. And I have girls and boys. So we have one to do together here so I can show you how I did that. All right. So what I did was I took stickles and, well, let's do the white first. I'm going to do the white first because I'm going to be messing around with glue and I don't want to stick my fingers in the stickles. So this is just Rick Rack and it's from Hobby Lobby. It's $1.99. You get 4 yards and it's the 6.35 millimeter. So it's the small. Let's go ahead and zoom in here a little bit for right now so you can see a little better. And all I do is take my glue gun and I bring it up here and I take a look, see where I need it. Kind of make a mark. It's just easier to do it before. You can glue them on and then decorate them, but this way I can have something to hold on to. And I can put this on and then trim it off while it's on there. And then it gives me something to hang on to. See? And you just want to be a little careful because you don't want to burn yourself, but you don't want to put too much glue on because then you'll get a lot of squished out. So just a little bit of glue. Now I didn't try any fabric glues or anything because I don't usually have much success. They seem to like leach through things and stuff. So the ones I did anyway. So I'm just real careful with not putting too much on. And if you do this first, then you don't have to worry about getting your hands into your mess, into your stickles or whatever you're going to use. You can use beads, sew those on. You can use whatever you like. It just was easier for me to, and I'm just adding glue to that. That's all I'm doing. And I did not realize I was out of frame because I made my thing larger. So I'm very sorry. So, all right. There we go. Get that out of the way. So then we got that. Then I had this just real cheap ribbon by the spool, and this Fray brand. So I think it was like 40 cents or something for this great big spool. And it was 3 millimeter and it's 10 yards. It was really cheap. And I'm just going to make a tiny bow. So I'm going to do a loop. I'm going to hold that with my fingers and then run this around. Sometimes I can grab it, sometimes I can't. Did I get it? So then I'll go in with something and get it if I can't. Let me try again. Now that I got that handy. So loop. I'm just tying a bow is all I'm doing. So however you like to do it that way, but this is just tiny. I had some pre-made bows, but they're just too big for these little gingerbreads. So then I just pull it till it's the size I want. Tighten it, pull and tighten, pull and tighten, pull and tighten to the size you want. And then we're going to trim off the extra edge there. Whoops. Extra edge. There we go. This one's for a boy, so that's going to go right to there. And by putting the glue along there like that, that'll hold that bow together. Okay. Yep, and we need a boy, I believe. Yes, boy. So we'll have 3 of each. There we go. I'm done with the glue gun for right now. All right, now I don't save these little scraps. I try not to create many scraps, but I don't save them. I haven't figured out what to do with tiny, tiny scraps like that. I'm not good with tying bows out of something that small. So I have some black, red, and green stickles here. So, and all I did was just, let me see if I can get in closer. I'm gonna just have to watch really close that I don't get out of frame. So I'm just going to do, whoops, oh, I don't need that. Air bubble. There we go. Air bubble. Okay. Kind of push that stuff back in there a second. There we go. And I make a good size bead because it does dry and get smaller. And then make a mouth like that. There we go. And that's all there is to that. And as you can see, that looks pretty beaded up. I'll hold it up. See how it looks pretty high? But when they dry, see, they're not. It just flattens right out. All right. So then we need a little, I do kind of an oval type shape. Little nose. Kind of like that. So like that. And then 2 buttons for the boys. So this is a good amount for the buttons. Okay. So they kind of stay raised up a little bit. Okay. Put that aside to start drying. And we'll start working on the other things. Oh, no. Ooh, that was close. Dropped them upside down. Would have been bad. All right. Now, I forgot that what I did with the girls on these ones is I added little pink cheeks. So we will do that after we get these attached because I don't want to be messing with them. So for the closure, I just use the Dollar Tree Velcro circles from Crafter Square. And I use 1.5. So we're going to go ahead and we'll attach those together like that. Okay. One Velcro on another Velcro. And I'm just going to cut that in half. Okay. And we're going to pull those up together. Just like that. I'm lined up. They're tiny. I'm going to zoom back out so you can see what I'm doing here. There we go. Take my hot glue and put just a little dab on there. We're going to start at the top here by the center, and I'm just going to put it right on the edge, just like so. Another little string of glue here, and bring it over just so it covers that Velcro, just like that. Give it a press, and then we're going to do the next one. Do that right in the middle. So a little string of glue. We don't want too much because we don't want it bust into the felt. Just like that. Small string of glue on there. Make sure it's covered and press. Now this one we only need 1/2, so we're going to put it on there. Cut it in half, maybe. And then we'll put this back here like that to put it aside. All right. I'm going to do just another little dab of glue here. And that just ensures that it's going to hold nicely. Some hot glue, make sure it's covered. Boom. There we go. All right. We're going to just let those set up. So now what I did was I just hot glued them on. That's basically what I did. I just hot glued them on. I come down about now it depends on if you want your thing to hang off the edge, then they're about 1/2 inch down. If you want the ball to be on top like this, then you got to move them further in. See, that shows the red edge under the ball. This is just the ball, and I think I'm going to go with this here. So let's get rid of this here, and it's about 1/2 inch. I'm just going to eyeball it, and we got a girl, a boy. I think we got 3 on each side here. Girl, boy, girl. Now I did center. Okay, so one in the center. And then this one, and this one. Then another boy, like so. Then another girl. All right, so we don't want them on the center there. So I got to remember to leave enough room for another one and try to make them look like they're spaced evenly apart. So if that's about right, then I should be able to get another one about right here. Okay. I think that will work. And I'm just going to make sure they're about ½ inch down. I'm not going to be too fussy about it. Let's go ahead and take a look here. ½ inch, ½ inch, half. This one can move up just a smudge. And this one can move up just a smudge. There we go. Perfect. And then all I did was glue them down. I held them in place like this, kind of lifted it up and did a nice light line. Nothing heavy because I don't want it bleeding through. So then I just lifted that up, made its little feet shape, and then made a little arm shape, another little arm shape. It's felt, so you don't need a ton. And then let's get a little side here. Should make a little circle, huh? And then any glue strings we will remove. Okay. So let's turn to the next one. So I'm going to lift it. Arm, head, arm, body, and lay it down. Press it. We just don't want it to bleed through. So we're going to do leg, leg, press. And I did try stitching them on, and I just didn't like the looks of the stitching when it went back through the back side. So I decided not to do that. If you don't mind the stitching look on the back, then the stitching look is nice. I mean, they look nice stitched on. But, so I decided just to hot glue them, and I was perfectly happy with that. I know they'll stay. So, it's easy. I mean, it's very quick. So I figured we'd do a few different gingerbread things for this, some, nice projects. So I've got a few things lined up for you, and I think it'll be fun. And I hope you give it a try, because this is very easy, and you don't have to do gingerbread. You could do anything you like. So, and again, just remember to keep the die cut simple. Now you can cut felt by hand. So if you don't have a die cutting machine, don't fear. You can cut them out by hand if you like. You just need a pattern. All right. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to get this. The balls rather. So this is the pom-pom leaves. This is just Simplicity Apparel and Craft pom-poms, and they are 1 1/8 inch. So from here to here is 1 1/8 inch size. So let's go around here, and this is just a bolt. I was got it at a outlet, so I got a good price on it, so that's why I've got a whole bolt of it. Otherwise, you can buy it by the yard or by however half a yard or whatever. Let me see how much we got here, how much it takes. I measured the other day, but I forgot to write it down. So let's just go ahead and give you an idea of how much it's going to take to do this whole thing here. Because I can't remember. I should have wrote it down, but I did not. So I need to cut right there. Okay, just like that. Let's get this out of our way. And I can measure it. This is 18 inches. So 18. $36. About 41 inches. Okay. Is the total there. All right. So I am going to turn on my big glue gun here. But we'll use the small one until that heats up. All right. So I'm going to start here. And we'll add our other little guy on there in a minute. So I'm going to start. Here's my opening. And it doesn't matter where you start. It just makes it easier to start for me because I'm right-handed. So I'm going to start by adding it right to here. And then after that, we'll just lift and add it to the felt. Okay. All right. Okay, make sure that staying in the same line there. Get up there. Just like that. And this goes really fast too. So by the time my glue gun heats up, I'll probably already be all set. Huh? There we go. Stuff is really easy to work with. But it's going to make such a cute addition. So now I just got to get the tree back from my She used that one in her office. Like I said, she used it in her office this past Christmas. And so I prefer the silver. I have one exactly same size, but it's gold. But I wasn't using it this year because I just wasn't. It's been crazy. As you know, I haven't put out a video in a while, and I apologize for that. I keep apologizing for it, and I keep thinking I'm going to get right back in there, being able to just tackle it. But honestly, by the time we have dinner and they all head out the door to go home, I am literally just kind of whipped, and I just want to relax. So, and I figured this year she would be in school, and she was, but it just wasn't for her right now. She's just not quite ready for that. She's not old enough for kindergarten, so she's not missing out on school, but I do homeschool her at a kindergarten level. So, but she's not old enough for kindergarten in Michigan. So she was in like a pre-K type class. So, but I do homeschool her, and I do a kindergarten curriculum to teach her. So, and she does very well. So it's not like she's a little baby and I have to carry her around and all that kind of stuff. It's just go, 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 you know. Go, 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 go. Teacher, and we don't do all day class, of course. But we hit all of our basics and get those done, and then of course, if there's any doctor's appointments or anything like that, then I run those so my daughter don't have to miss work for those. In fact, we've got one coming up this week at 7:45 in the morning. And that one's in Grand Rapids, so we will get about a half-hour drive, 20-minute drive, something like that. So and then I have to run them to school, which is, I think it's 11 miles from my house to the school. And then they don't go to school locally here. They go to a different school because they had moved from another town to this town. And they stayed in that school district. So in the evenings, then I run to the closest bus stop from that town to pick them up. So it's just seems like it's always go, go, go. That's all right. I know it's just one of those things, you know? Just one of those things. Okay, so this is going to be too long when I'm done, so I'm going to just trim this a little bit. And then this ball is going to be glued on there that way. Okay. Yep, I was right. We'll be done before my other glue gun heats up. I'm going to do this last strip to be here. Just like that. And then I'm just going to be the hot glue right there. Stick that in there to hold that down. There we go. And that part is done. Now you can add more rickrack around the center here if you want. If you want to. All right, let's go get our little boy here and see how he's doing. He's still very wet. Still very wet. So I'm going to be very careful with him. I'm going to just add my hot glue and then lay him down because I don't want to be lifting him up. Okay. So let's get him situated in the middle. Yeah, just like, oh, I did touch his face. Damn. Touched his eyes and his nose. All right, get that before it dries. Oh, here we go. If I get it fast enough, we'll be all right. Okay. All right. There we go. So we just put that back on. We're fine. We're fine. There we go. We're good. If you get it right away, Stickles usually comes up pretty good. Yeah, I'm just going to redo his eyes and his nose. There we go. And I don't have a pattern for these, so the eyes might be a little bigger on one than the other, but that's fine. That's that non-manufactured look. So we just got to avoid him. And let me see if I can get my pink Stickles here. Let's get rid of some of these. I got scissors all over the place. Got goodies all over. Don't want to touch that. All right. What did I use? I think I used this one here. This is not Stickles brand. It's just pink glitter. But it's what I had. My pink Stickles is gone. So I just took that and just made some cheeks. And I just kind of flattened it. I didn't leave it like puffed up. I just kind of spread it out. I'll lift that up so you can see it. See? Right up just above her mouth there. So now another girl. I'm just, and you can put cheeks on the boys too if you like. There you go. And that's how quick that goes together. Just like that. There we go. And that is it. Oh, okay. Oh, we are jiggler of the blonde. Good. Yeah, that is it. They are done. So, nice. This one's dry, so we'll set this one here so I don't have to worry about it. Nice tree skirt. Easy to make. Like I said, I might go ahead and add maybe some rickrack around here. I think that would be cute, just to take up some of that room. Let's see what we got here. See if I can do it. Will it go in the circle? Yeah, let's go ahead and try that. It'll be fun. Just to add another decorative element. So I'm going to start with this here. And then we'll just lift it up like we did the other. So I'm going to start about there. Just like so. And just kind of keep an eye to make sure we're about the same distance. And I'm just going to add hot glue like so. Again, any glue strings we can get after we're done. I'm just keeping an eye on that center, trying to stay about the same distance. Yeah, that adds a nice decorative element, doesn't it? It needed that something, didn't it? Okay. And when the other one is dry, then I'll go back and I'll do the same thing to that one. Okay. All right. Let me go ahead and trim that like that, get this out of our way. And we'll retrim it when we need to. Now, if you don't want to eyeball it, you can go ahead and mark it. I don't mind eyeballing things. Okay, just like that. That is a whole different thing to it, doesn't it? So let me open this here. We're going to finish that there like that. Get it right down there. Just like so. And then just nip off the excess. Just like that. And curl it back shut. There. Yeah, I like the looks of that. It's a nice. Okay, maybe a crow. There we go. All right. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right. Well, thank you for joining in, and I hope you give it a try. And if you don't want to do it yet, then save the tutorial in your to-dos and create a file to do in your YouTube channel anyway. And then go ahead and save it too, so you can come back to it or save it to watch again or something, whatever you like to save your things in. I save mine in different files. So and maybe you'll want to tackle it later in the year as you get closer to next Christmas. But I find that if I don't stretch things out, then I run out of time, like I did this year. And I always enjoy crafting and creating. And I'm so glad to be with you. And I appreciate each and every one of you. I really do. And thanks for sticking with me through this tough time. And I'm going to try again. I'm going to try to add more tutorials and videos other than just gingerbreads. But I appreciate that you join in. Please give it a try. Thumbs up is always appreciated. It helps spread my channel. I'm very small. I don't get benefited from any of my YouTube videos. And even if you see a commercial, I'm not getting compensated for that. That's just a new thing that YouTube is doing to all its YouTube contributors, is that they will put monetary things on your channel, whether you want them to or not. So I am not adding the ads at this time. That's out of my control. So thumbs up. And if you're not a subscriber, please go ahead and hit that red subscribe button down in the right-hand corner. A bell will pop up. If you hit that bell, you can be notified each time I put up a new video. And as always, dear friends, I love you and bless you. And until the next time, I hope you have a great day. Bye.